Today I'm going to sneak into colleges. For example, right now I am in St. John's College, which is where Alan Turing went. Or Stephen Hawking. Stephen Hawking went here. Let's go find cool things to do. So I thought it was only fair that because I snuck into college campuses in Cambridge, that I should sneak into my university, the University of Sydney, which is actually architecturally based on Oxford and Cambridge because it was the first university in Australia. Now I've been to Oxford and I've been to Cambridge, I'm coming back and I'm like, Sydney University, this is beautiful. Oxford. Oh, I hope I am not removed by security. Okay, we changed locations. So my friend Michael went to Pembroke College in Cambridge and he gave me a list of colleges that I should check out when I was in Cambridge. And so I was determined to go on a college tour. But the issue is that this is the downtime between terms. So a lot of them are actually closed and a lot of them you have to pay quite a few pounds to go visit. But what I know from staying with my ex-boyfriend in Oxford is that there are kind of two different ways that you can get into a college. The first is that if you look like a student, you will be mistaken for a student and they won't ask to see your card. And the second one is that there's an unspoken agreement that if you're a prospective student who's thinking about going to Cambridge, you can kind of tour the colleges in Cambridge for free. Also, I'm going to give you my superlatives at the end. So if you want to know what my favorite college was, go check out my superlatives. So, with that all being said, our story begins at Michael's College in Pembroke. So we're going in. So Pembroke was the perfect soft start because it was actually open to the public and I wasn't charged going in. It's one of the oldest colleges in Cambridge. It was built in 1352, which is almost 500 years before Australia was first invaded by the British. Pembroke started accepting women firstly in 1984, which is pretty late, and it has a lot of notable alumni like Ted Hughes, the poet, and Tom Hiddleston, the actor. So beautiful. We're gonna take a brief pause to explain how Oxford and Cambridge works. This is so cool. So Cambridge was actually founded 100 years after Oxford in 1209 by people from Oxford who were warring with the local townspeople. It's called the Towns versus Gowns dispute, but they're pretty identical in system. So you study at the University of Cambridge, but you're placed in and belong to a college. You eat, live, and study at that college. So all colleges have a student housing, a dining hall, a library, and then usually a bar, a quad, and a chapel. And the chapel represents the religious origins of Oxford and Cambridge because originally you went there to study the Church of England, study religion. Pembroke actually has the first chapel ever built at Cambridge. It was the first work of Christopher Wren, the architect of St. Paul's Cathedral. Oh, it's gorgeous. Selwyn is younger than Pembroke by over 500 years. It's also one of the first colleges to mix men with women in 1976, less than 50 years ago. Selwyn wasn't one of Michael's recommendations, but I was told that Julia Roberts was filming the new Luca Guadagnino film here after The Hunt, and this made it particularly tricky to sneak in because the crew had set up their own security and were trying to keep people out. But I just pretended to be on the phone and walked over the taped off areas and just walked straight past them with confidence and managed to get in. I had to walk past all the filming crew. It was so stressful, but I'm here. It's gorgeous. Notable alumni includes Hugh Laurie from House. I'm in the Corpus Christi Cathedral or Chapel all by myself. And I didn't have to pay because I snuck in. This is insane. This place is beautiful. Corpus Christi is one of the most famous colleges at Cambridge, so much so that you have to pay to get in, but I told them I was a prospective student and got in for free. Corpus is the 6th oldest college. It was built originally to train priests in the aftermath of the Black Death. In 1573, they brought in a rule that Latin had to be spoken during full term, and all students would be beaten at the buttery hatch if they did not. That's funny. Oh my god, this is incredible. I should take this off. Respect. Also, Corpus is allegedly haunted by a professor, Dr. Butts, who killed himself in 1630 after the Great Plague. The last sighting of him was in 1904. I don't need to hear about that right now. This place is so freaky. This is nuts. Women were first admitted in 1980, and notable alumni include Christopher Marlowe and the Archbishop of Canterbury. Also, Corpus Christi owns the Eagle Pub, so watch my other video to see what that looks like. I am going to sneak into here. Okay, so getting into St. Cat's was definitely the hardest because it's actually closed today to everyone, but there's a bunch of students and they were all just kind of walking through the Porter's Lodge together, and they were one-on-one like getting their cards scanned, but I just like walked past them. This is another old college from 1473, but also one of the smallest. It first accepted women in 1979. Sir Ian McKellen actually studied English here. Okay, I'm in Trinity, and it's lovely. Very spacious. I've never seen Trinity because it's always been closed whenever I've been here. Trinity was Michael's recommendation. It was founded in 1546 by Henry VIII, but it was an amalgamation of King's Hall founded in 1317. It's so cute, they have like little reserved books and plugs. The Wren was also designed by Christopher Wren, and it houses Newton's original copy of the Principia Mathematica and Shakespeare's first folio. I feel like I'm at Hogwarts. I'm here all by myself. Because there are no visitors allowed, so there's no tourists and there's no like actual students here because it's mid-break, so there's literally no one here. I feel like I should do like a murder on the dance floor kind of thing. So Isaac Newton, because this was his college. Notable alumni also include Tennyson, Sir Francis Bacon, and King Charles.
Cambridge. Trinity College waited to welcome a new freshman while the Prince studies archaeology and anthropology there.
It's very And one of the best things about Trinity is that it backs out onto the River Cam. It's a beautiful day. The sun. It's gorgeous. Oh my god, it's a rowboat. But I think for storing drinks, that is so Trinity. Trinity first accepted women in 1976. Next was Magdalen, not pronounced Magdalen. So this is because it was founded by Lord Audley, Maudley. So Magdalen contains its name, and they add the E on the end just to distinguish it from the college in Oxford, also called Magdalen. It's so cute. This was a free one, so I just walked in. I didn't have a lot of time. It started as a hostel for student monks. It was one of the poorest colleges in the Victorian period, and it was the last college to admit women in 1988. And the men wore black armbands, flew the flag at half-mast, and marched through the town with a coffin mourning the death of education. And people say this is because Magdalen has a lot of close ties to the Pitt Club, which is Cambridge's kind of exclusive elite secret society. Yeah, it's gorgeous. Are you a landed gentry owner?
Not this side.
The estate.
Not the side.
Okay, so made it to St. John's. I got in here as a prospective student. I was pretty bold at this point, and it was much higher stakes because the St. John's has the Bridge of Sighs and it's actually closed to visitors, so they made a point of telling me not to go to certain places. So I really had to look like a student, which is why I walked around with my laptop. It was founded in 1511 and is one of the largest colleges in Cambridge. Oh, I love this place, it's completely empty. It started out as a hospital of St. John, and women were first admitted in 1981.
I want to cross that bridge.
It's the most famous bridge in Oxbridge. Seen in movies like Theory of Everything, the title was rumored to be based on students who sighed going across the bridge to their tutors, but it was actually based on the Venetian bridge of the same name. Notable alumni include William Wordsworth, Samuel Butler, many prime ministers, and many Nobel Prize winners. I'm truly just sitting on this bench with my laptop as if I own the place. Who the f am I? This place is so beautiful. You can hear the chapel, but they don't close the doors to visitors. How fun.
That's cute.
Trinity Hall was closed and it was pretty late when I went in, so I wasn't super optimistic, but they had the nicest porter who let me in, even though they were having a private event. I'm in Trinity Hall, and I've got to say, they are the nicest college ever. They are so sweet. They were like, go anywhere you want. Go into the chapel, go into the dining hall. And it's closed to visitors, but they let me in. They're so sweet. It was built in 1350 to educate new clergymen after losses in the Black Death, and it has a lot of medieval touches, but also a lot of modern ones with the Jerwood Library, which overlooks the River Cam, and the Wong Avery Music Gallery. Women were first admitted here in 1974. This is also where Stephen Hawking went. Stephen Hawking got married right here. I mean, another day, another slide. This is incredible. We have organs up there. We're used to it now. Organs. Beautiful roof. And the altar. This is so cool. King's was by far the hardest to get into. It's in central Cambridge and by all accounts is the most famous college. You have to pay a lot of money to get in and more money to get into the chapel. They don't just have porters, they have security. So I came up with a scheme. That was so crafty of me. I am so proud. I got past security by asking if I could speak to the porters about being a prospective student. They let me through, and then when I spoke to the porters, like, there's no such thing as prospective students. But that stage I got past security, so I just walked right in. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. It was founded in 1441 and is one of the oldest colleges. Built by a 19-year-old Henry VI, who demolished 25% of the medieval city just to make way for the college. He could never visit it because he was so scared of being assassinated. And it took over the best position on the River Cam. King's was originally a university only for boys who attended Eton, the sons of the aristocracy, and for this reason they weren't forced to take exams. Today, however, I was told it's one of the more progressive colleges, and outside they actually had a pro-Palestine embassy. And King's was also one of the first 3 colleges to accept female students in 1972, along with Clare and Churchill. Okay, so I did manage to get into King's College and King's Chapel for free. Normally it's like £16. But I did pay for a ticket anyways. I'll put the ticket link up just so you know that I wasn't trying to scam the system. But yes, I did technically get in for free. So the first time I tried to get into the chapel, the security guard stopped me and asked me for my ticket, so I made some excuse and walked away. Bought myself a ticket. By the time I came back to the chapel to get in, they had changed security guards and he just thought I was a student and he let me in for free. It's beautiful. I can imagine services in here would be incredible. The chapel is the oldest surviving building in Cambridge University. It's the largest vaulted chapel in the world. It was also used by Cromwell's troops during the Civil War, but was unharmed, possibly because Cromwell was also a Cambridge alumnus. I ended up sneaking also into the Senate House, which is where the students graduate and get exam results. Getting a little ice cream with this over in the park in King's College. How sweet!
I'm gonna eat this over there, in the private section.
Oh, something. Holy shit. Famous alumni include Alan Turing, Salman Rushdie, Zadie Smith, Rupert Brooks. This was incredibly productive. Maybe I'll do Queens and then I'll call it a day. I can't believe it. I can't believe I got into King's and also their chapel without paying. Even though I bought a ticket, I did buy a ticket, no one come after me. I just didn't use it, I didn't need it. It's a beautiful college. Highly recommend as a prospective student such as myself. I just met a really cool guy and he was really hot, he was really smart and he was my type and that sucks. And he was like, I can show you around, and I was like, I'm leaving tomorrow, and he's like, well, I have plans tonight, and I was like, oh, I was one night only. He was like, in another life, and I was like, in another life. Damn. All right, it's fine. It wasn't meant to be. Okay, who had the nicest people? This goes hands down to Trinity Hall. The porter at Trinity Hall was the nicest man. Most underrated was Selwyn. I think that's a hidden treasure. Nicest chapel obviously goes to King's. It is an incredible piece of architecture. Nicest dining hall goes to Corpus Christi. It was the one with the most character. Nicest library goes to Trinity because they also have the Wren. Nicest grounds, I'm giving it to Pembroke because the architecture of Pembroke was so beautiful. And there were all these like little like corridors and things like that, and I was getting lost. It's also one of the oldest colleges. I have to hold on to you because it's windy. Best security goes to Queen's because I couldn't get in there. The porter stopped me. So Queen's, you're on it. You're the only one who was truly smart enough to outwit me. The most luxurious would have to be Trinity. And they had these like luxury cars, and there was just like an air of something different at Trinity. Like overall, my favorite college has to be St. John's. Maybe it was like the position on the river, maybe it was the Bridge of Sighs. Sometimes there's an element of the equation which is just magic, and St. John's felt like magic. But either way, whatever college you go to, at Oxford or Cambridge or anywhere, I mean, you really can't go wrong. It's the experience of just being there and just being able to walk the same paths as like some of the greatest thinkers in human history is incredibly special. And so if you get to go there, even as a tourist, I mean, it's just so worthwhile. And if you get to study there, kudos, well done. And if you don't get to study there, who cares? It is just university. And look how beautiful my university was that I totally took for granted. All these things don't really matter. Just enjoy what you study, enjoy learning. That's all you should care about. That's all what the great minds cared about, I'm sure. Thank you so much, Michael, for recommendations, and thank you so much for listening. Please, 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 please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000, so please hit that subscribe. I would love you forever. And that's a wrap. Okay, I need to go home now. Let's go. This person. Am I in trouble? I could be in trouble. I'm just gonna hide behind you for a second. There's a man here. I just got that in for free. Damn it. Why did I pay for a ticket? Damn it. I know I said cool. Okay, we're all good. He's gone. Now it's just you, me, and Sydney. Okay. I love being a little sneaky sneak. Significance. So quick tour. Over there is the Centrepoint Tower, which is the centre of Sydney. And that's the Chorlchoc Wing Museum, which has really cool stuff. Okay, if you can't tell, I'm scared. And then over there is Fisher Library, which has the largest library collection in the Southern Hemisphere. So it's a little bit of pride, a little bit of uni pride for you just then. There was a time where I never wanted to be back here. Now I'm just